Marc Márquez is facing one of the most intense challenges of the season heading into the Aragon GP. After enduring constant pressure and scrutiny, Marquez is now being called upon to once again prove his championship mentality at one of the circuits that holds special significance in his career. Expectations surrounding the Ducati star are higher than ever, but can Marquez silence all the doubts and return to dominant form in Aragon? Or will the immense pressure ultimately backfire? Let's discuss. If there is one circuit capable of giving Marquez an extra boost of confidence, Motorland Aragon is certainly near the top of the list. Marquez's history at Aragon is long and filled with success. His first victory at the circuit came in Moto2 in 2011, when he began showing signs of becoming a future MotoGP superstar. After moving up to the Premier class, his dominance became even more apparent. Riding for Honda, Marquez recorded 4 consecutive Aragon victories from 2016 through 2019. However, Marquez's Aragon story did not end with the Honda era. In 2024, the circuit became the venue for his first victory with Ducati. Marquez secured both the sprint race and Grand Prix victories, a result that ended a long wait for success and became a symbol of his career resurgence with the Italian manufacturer. He repeated that achievement in 2025. Overall, Marquez has collected 8 victories at Aragon across Moto2 and MotoGP, making it one of the most successful circuits of his career, second only to the Sachsenring. The characteristics of Motorland Aragon also suit Marquez's riding style extremely well. The combination of long straights, heavy braking zones and technical corners gives him the opportunity to maximise his late braking ability, aggression on corner entry, and exceptional bike control. That is why Aragon is not just another race weekend for Marquez. It is a circuit where experience, confidence, and a history of success all come together. The championship standings make Aragon even more important. Marquez is 40 points behind Martin and needs a major result to close the gap. A victory would obviously be the best-case scenario. Even a podium could be extremely valuable, as it would reduce the deficit while putting additional pressure on his rivals. On the other hand, a poor result would leave Marquez in a much more difficult position. He could be forced to adopt a more aggressive approach in the following rounds to make up for the points he has lost. That pressure has only increased after his performances in recent weeks have been somewhat inconsistent. At Silverstone, tyre degradation during the sprint race limited him to 9th place. In the Grand Prix, Marquez had to settle for 7th and scored just 10 points across the entire weekend. The results showed that Ducati can still struggle when track conditions and tyre behaviour do not suit the characteristics of the bike or Marquez's riding style. Marquez's preparations for Aragon have also been taken very seriously. Together with his younger brother, Alex Marquez, he trained at Motorland several days before the race. The two even used the karting circuit to sharpen their reflexes while maintaining their physical condition. For Marquez, this type of preparation carries even greater significance because his body has not yet fully recovered from his injury issues. Physical preparation is crucial to ensure that he can attack from the very beginning without putting excessive strain on his shoulder. Beyond physical readiness, the mental aspect is also an important part of his preparation. Returning to one of the most successful circuits of his career could give Marquez the confidence that he is still capable of controlling a race even when under immense pressure. Despite the optimism heading into Aragon, Marquez is still dealing with a significant physical issue. The problem traces back to his major crash at the 2020 Spanish Grand Prix, when he suffered a severe fracture to his right humerus. The injury eventually required 4 major surgeries over a 2-year period and left him with long-term complications. The situation worsened again in October 2025. Just days after securing his 7th MotoGP World Championship, Marquez suffered a complex shoulder fracture in Indonesia. The situation then became even more complicated after a previously undiagnosed nerve issue was discovered in early 2026. Additional surgery in May provided some relief, but it did not completely resolve the problem. The impact has even extended into his everyday life. Marquez revealed that he has to be extremely careful when sleeping. He needs to sleep on his left side or on his back to avoid aggravating his shoulder. He also admitted that he has been undergoing physiotherapy more frequently to maintain the function of his shoulder. Even padel, a sport he previously enjoyed, had to be abandoned because his condition made it difficult for him to play using his left arm. These details show that Marquez's struggle is not limited to his time on the motorcycle. The injury has affected various aspects of his daily life. What makes Marquez's situation even more intriguing is his ability to remain competitive despite his physical condition not being ideal. He admitted that he has had to adjust his riding style. His braking inputs, aggression when entering corners, and throttle control all need to be modified so that he can better manage the load on his shoulder. Marquez has still managed to win 3 Grand Prix since his surgery in May. In fact, thanks to those results, he has cut his deficit from 102 points to just 40. However, he also acknowledged that his current performance is not yet at the level he believes he could reach if he were fully fit. This ability to adapt has been one of Marquez's greatest strengths throughout his career. When he cannot rely completely on his physical condition, he finds other ways to extract maximum performance from the motorcycle. However, those limitations are still visible in certain situations. At Silverstone, a combination of extreme tyre degradation and reduced control in his arm made it difficult for Marquez to maintain his pace. Behind-the-scenes footage from Ducati even showed a moment when he struggled to control his arm during the race. Motorland Aragon will be an important test because its layout demands heavy braking and aggressive changes of direction. Stability into turn 1, the ability to preserve the tyres through the sequence of left-hand corners, and acceleration out of the final corner will all be crucial factors. For Marquez, the challenge is not simply about setting a fast lap, but making sure his body can withstand the entire race distance. If his shoulder loses strength in the closing stages, his historical advantage at Aragon may not be enough. But if he can remain consistent all the way to the final lap, Aragon could become the stage where he reignites his championship ambitions. Marquez's performance cannot be separated from Ducati's ability to adapt to the characteristics of Aragon. The team will pay close attention to race distance simulations, tyre management, and finding the right balance between outright speed and the ability to maintain performance until the finish. Aragon could reveal whether Ducati has managed to overcome the weaknesses seen in several previous rounds, or whether it will once again give Aprilia and KTM an opportunity to capitalise. Therefore, the outcome of this weekend will not only determine Marquez's position, the Aragon round could also provide a clearer picture of Ducati's performance development compared with its rivals. Aragon holds a special place in Marquez's career. Along with Sachsenring and Misano, the circuit has often produced important moments for him. That is why a victory this time would mean more than just 25 points. Do you think Marc Márquez can silence all the doubts and return to victory at Aragon? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.